in acknowledging the country in which Cathedral College Wangaratta stands, our Buri, Coogamulga and Uthu would like to give thanks to Birimi for all that is around us. We would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our totem, Nargoon, for looking over us as we go into each day with truth and service guiding our journey. Dirawara, we acknowledge the bravery of past, present and emerging Aboriginal and Babangarang peoples. Hello and welcome to our Cathedral College BYOD information package for middle and senior school families. This information has been delayed as we have been hoping to run a face-to-face information session, but as we know, this has not been possible during Term 3. I also acknowledge and recognise that our families have been receiving a large amount of correspondence, emails, etc. from the college during this time, and I appreciate the time that you've taken to look at this presentation and to read through our handbook. In this information package, you will hear from our Digital Learning Coordinator, Mrs. Sue Synnot, who will briefly explain her role at the college and also discuss the rationale and outcomes we expect from our CCW BYOD program. Our Deputy Principal and Head of Senior School, Miss Anne Harris, will discuss the practical aspects of the program and how students and families will be supported as they bring their own personal device to school each day. You will also hear from Argie Froutzis from CompNow. We have partnered with CompNow, an experienced and highly regarded IT company, to provide a school portal for our families to purchase an appropriate device and accessories if required. The introduction of our BYOD program for middle and senior school students is an exciting development for our college. BYOD is a program that is implemented in a large number of independent and public schools across the country. The many lockdowns and periods of remote learning that we have experienced in Victoria during the past 18 months has reinforced the reliance and importance of students having access to appropriate learning tools to ensure that 21st century learning can continue anywhere and anytime. The use of technology to facilitate learning continues to be an integral part of the teaching and learning process at Cathedral College. Our aim is to ensure that all students have access to opportunities to learn anytime, anywhere, and that they have the tools to make this possible. Students develop information and communication technology capabilities as they learn to use ICTs effectively and appropriately to access, create, and communicate information and ideas. The introduction of BYOD will allow us to continue to improve and develop the delivery of high-quality teaching and learning and to harness the many benefits that immediate access to information and communication technologies bring to our students. We want our students to have every opportunity to develop the 21st century skills that we know are vital to be productive and successful contributors in the modern world. We want our students to be respectful digital citizens who understand their responsibilities as they interact online and utilise the technology available to them to support their learning. We understand that the introduction of the BYOD program is a change for our college families, and we are committed to supporting students and families as we implement this program in 2022. The attached BYOD handbook contains a large amount of information for our families, and I encourage you to read over the information in preparation for 2022. A brief summary of the program includes students in Year 6 to 12 will be required to bring their own personal device to use in class each day. The device will only be used under the direction of the classroom teacher. The device will be required to be stored securely in the student's locker when not in use. This would include during recess and lunchtimes and during practical lessons when the device is not required. Families are encouraged to ensure that student devices are covered by appropriate warranties and insurances. Students are able to bring a device of their choosing. However, the device needs to meet the minimum specifications that is contained in the document. We are providing the options for families to purchase a compatible device through our CompNow Parent Portal. However, you are free to source a device from other retailers. You are requested to use the minimum specifications guide when purchasing from these retailers. While we know that many families already have an appropriate personal device that students will be able to use from next year, we are conscious of the extra cost of this program that will initially incur for some families. I want to stress that if students are unable to bring a personal device to school in 2022, we will have a process in place for students to borrow a school device. We will ensure that no student in years 6 to 12 will be disadvantaged in this instance. I would now like to introduce our Digital Learning Coordinator, Mrs. Sue Synnot, to give her presentation.
Hello, I'm Sue Synnot. I'm the Digital Learning Coordinator at Cathedral College, which is a new role for 2021. At Cathedral College, we recognise the need to prepare our students for a rapidly changing world where technology plays a large role in our personal, social and professional lives. In my role, I will support students and staff to maximise the benefits of the Cathedral College BYOD program. There are benefits for learning for students. There's more learning time in each class. Currently, classes utilise our computer on wheels system, where teachers have to book them in advance, and then valuable learning time is taken up with the students logging in on each device each lesson. With a BYOD system, students will have their computers already logged in for the day, and the access time will be reduced, which will maximise their learning time. It will also give them a continuity of learning. The documents they've worked on in previous lessons will be instantly accessible to them on their own device. They will also be familiar with the intricacies of the apps and programs they use on their device and will not have to use a new one depending on the device that they're using. There are learning enhancement benefits for accessibility and personalised programs, as well as optimised utilisation of student learning plans. For the last 3 years, Cathedral College has been using a learning management system called Sector for curriculum planning, role marking, assessment and reporting. Sector has a student version called Learn, which is planned to be open to students in Term 4. Sector Learn will give students access to timetable, school calendar and notices, assessment details and dates and class plans. Having a one-to-one device will enable access to Sector Learn at any time, anywhere, with a one-stop shop for information for each of the students' classes. The other benefit that will come hand in hand with the BYOD device is competence for the student in digital skills across all learning areas that they will take into their future careers. There are benefits for teaching, for staff as well. There is more teaching time in each class without the need for students to have to access the computers on wheels system. There's a continuity of teaching resulting from the students having their own device every lesson, where they can open up and continue on where they were up to from the previous lesson. There's easier access for the learning enhancement resources. There's sector access for students, where teachers can set assessments and set classwork that the students will be readily able to access. There will also be an incorporation of digital skills that the teachers will learn as alongside the students that will help in their professional life into the future. Classroom management, there will see no change to the classroom management practices of the staff and in the classes. The one-to-one device will be used at the discretion of the teacher, just as current classroom resources are used under teacher direction. For the future for remote learning, we hope there's none. But if there is, students will be ready. They will have a familiar device where they will be able to continue the work that they'd been doing at school easily in a remote setting. I would now like to introduce Mrs. Anne Harris, the Deputy Principal and Head of Senior School, who's going to talk about the practical aspects of the Cathedral College BYOD program. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. I have been working in a school that had a one-to-one laptop program since 2011, so I know firsthand the overwhelming number of positives that come from students and staff having the opportunity to access such devices throughout the day and knowing students have this technology at home. The Sector platform that Sue spoke about is a wonderful platform that allows teachers, students and parents to connect in a regular and meaningful way. It offers transparency in the teaching and learning process and is a great way for teachers to share feedback and information with students and families. I'm going to give you a small amount of information regarding how a one-to-one program will look and run day to day. By integrating the use of ICT into day-to-day learning, we're helping our students develop discernment when it comes to sifting through information on the net and help them become worthy contributors to the fourth industrial revolution, where people are able to share information on a global scale and solve big problems that corporations have been unable to. The offices of our young people will look very different to those of you or I. It might be a corner table in a cafe as they collaborate with colleagues in different parts of the globe or refine their online business. Of course, with such a tool, there are responsibilities and expectations we have for our students, which I'll expand on in a minute. For some students, there is no change, as they have really been bringing their own laptop to school for a while. The laptop becomes another resource alongside textbooks, PE uniforms and bus fobs that the students need to bring to school each day to ensure they are ready for their lessons. Unlike a textbook, however, they have to make sure the laptop is charged overnight and ready for a day of learning, not flat after an evening of games or Netflix. Along with being fully charged, it is really important students take ownership of making sure they have the appropriate adapters, USBs and other items they might need for specific subjects. They also need to be organised in how they store their work. Digital files can get as messy as paper ones. Finally, students need to be responsible for backing up their own work, perhaps to the cloud. We strongly encourage the students to carry their laptops in a laptop bag. Hopefully there will be less textbooks to carry as students can download digital versions and either leave hard copies in their locker or at home, lessening the weight of their school bags. And as Mr. Jones has already said, when the laptop is not required, it must be secured in the locker and should not be left at school overnight. The laptop needs to be treated like another piece of school equipment, taken to a class and not used unless requested by a teacher. The screen is not opened, it's not switched on, and it's left on the corner of your desk. The golden rule to avoid getting in trouble is that a laptop is not to be used unless under the direction of a teacher for educational purposes. It is not used unsupervised, even for homework, at lunchtime. In fact, lunchtime and recess will remain technology-free to foster the old-fashioned forms of recreation, such as talking face-to-face or kicking a footy. If you wish to approve your student having access to games or chat applications such as Skype or Messenger, I strongly suggest they create a home profile or account so that at school they log in to the school account so they are not tempted to play Minecraft, the latest Grand Theft Auto game, or be tempted to message their best friend in another class or at a different school. Any communication home should still go through administration, rather than a quick message via the laptop to ask mum or dad to pick them up because they're not feeling well. Students will be asked to sign a user agreement form, which will outline the conduct we expect when using our internet service and to protect other students and staff. Students will be supported across middle and senior school with lessons on cyber safe practice and being good digital citizens. In most homes, students will already have access to mobile phones, laptops or desktop computers, so you may already have established boundaries. If your household is new to a young person having their own digital device, my tip would be to set boundaries from day one. I would suggest this includes not letting the student charge the device in a bedroom overnight, as the temptation to game, scroll, snap or chat, tweet into the early hours of the morning may be too strong to overcome. Students who are easily distracted on technology might be given a set period of time they can access their device during homework, or perhaps they use it in a common area. There are also tighter controls that you can use around wireless password controls, site blockers, or restricting the laptop administrator. A good place to start if you'd like more information is the Federal E-Safety Commissioner website. So as I said at the beginning, I'm looking forward to the benefits of the one-to-one program at Cathedral and helping Sue introduce our learning platform sector to our student and parent communities. I would now like to introduce Argie from CompNow, who will present on the CompNow Purchasing Portal and give more detail on the tech side of the program. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. My name is Argie Froutzis. I'm the Business Development Manager responsible for Cathedral College Wangaratta for CompNow. CompNow have been in this industry for over 30 years, historically been known as the Apple company, but over the last 10 years, we've definitely branched out. And as you can see from when you choose the products on the following pages, we are very much now multi-vendor. We're offering to you HP, we're offering Microsoft, as well as our traditional Apple portfolio. And I'm here today to introduce you to your new portal for the procurement of your devices for your students for next year. This portal, which you already have the link for, is a very easy way and a seamless way for you to go through and organise the product of your choice, the delivery, the device that you require. CompNow have been managing notebook programs and parent-funded portals for schools for over 15 years, providing you not only with the opportunity to purchase at a special discounted price for education institutions, but also to have your devices serviced and repaired under an agreement that allows for the quickest possible return to your students' hands. In this case, the vendors involved are Microsoft, HP, and Apple. At this stage, you've already landed at the CompNow shop for your procurement. The introductory page is going to highlight two things that I'd like you to take attention on, and that's the order dates for your delivery. Should you wish pre-Christmas delivery, you need to have your order into us by the 8th of October at the absolute latest. Any orders after the 9th of October won't be shipped to early January. And I'd really like to focus on the point, there is stock problems this year, so everything's going to be subject to stock availability. If it is going to be late, we will notify you as soon as possible. You've got my phone number there should you wish to call me, and my email address is also available for direct communication. Please don't hassle the school if you don't need to. Come directly to me and I'll definitely be able to assist you. Upon hitting the start button, you'll be taken to the student details section. The student name is required, as is the program level, which in your case is 6 to 12. If you select product, you'll be taken through to the three devices that we'd like to put forward for you this year: the Apple MacBook Air, the Microsoft Surface Laptop Go, and the HP ProBook 435 X360. There are three devices listed. Of the three devices, only the Apple device comes with an accidental damage as standard, what we call Apple Care Plus. The Microsoft Surface Laptop Go and the HP ProBook 435 do come with a standard warranty. However, you have the opportunity to increase this to accidental damage protection as well during the ordering process. Just to clarify, warranty refers to any issue that is the fault of the manufacturer, whereas ADP, or accidental damage protection, as we like to also call it, it's an accident. And it's things that are avoidable. An accidental liquid spill, the machine accidentally falls off the bench, are all issues that can be avoided, but accidents will occur. Things like leaving it on the car and driving off, you should be more careful, but it is an accident. What's not an accident is when it's stolen. Okay, so if you leave your machine unattended and someone steals it, that is not covered by this warranty. This is only for accidental damage, not theft. The Targus Contigo armoured slipcase will not only fit into the current school backpack that the students are already using, however, it's also sturdy enough to be carried externally of the bag should that be the case. However, we do recommend, where possible, that you do put it in the backpack. Once you've selected the appropriate accessory, we have the opportunity for you to plant a tree as part of our Carbon Positive Australia. This allows you just for the simple donation, totally non-compulsory, of $4, we will plant a tree on your behalf. You are now at the order review screen. Please confirm what you require is shown on this screen and click the shipping details button. Okay, at this point, what you're going to see is the shipping information. Please note that we don't deliver to PO boxes, so you will need to provide either a home address or an office/work address where someone will be able to either sign for the package or someone will be there to collect it. Once you've done all this, you'll be asked then to check out. The checkout options give you several payment methodologies. First payment is obviously outright, whether it's credit card or we call it poly, but it basically means direct debit, or whether you want to finance it. There's two finance options available for in your case. One of them is 6 months interest-free and one of them is pure rental. For more information, simply click on the links that are available to you at that point. Upon completing this process, you will be provided with an immediate update on your order to confirm that we have received it. If you don't get this within the next 10 or 15 minutes of placing the order, please let me know immediately using my initial contact details that are available on the first page. Now that you've received your device, you've already got the information provided to you by the schools to what to do when it is all working. Your question to me is going to be, what do I do when things go wrong? That is really easy. You take it to the school's ICT department. The school will log a job onto the CompNow portal, which will direct us as to the appropriate vendor to come out and have a look at the machine and repair it, irrespective of whether it's under warranty or whether it's an accidental damage insurance job. Should you have any questions regards the ordering process or the finance options we have available, please feel free to give me a call on 03 9684 3617. I'll be able to direct you to the right people to advise if it's a finance related issue, or I'll be able to help you with the rest of the process. Thank you.
As always with these digital presentations, I would like to thank our IT team for putting together this presentation, and I also thank Sue, Anne and Arge for the information they have provided. I also thank you, our Cathedral families, for taking the time to view this presentation, and I hope that this, along with the accompanying BYOD handbook, provides the information you require as we look towards 2022. Included in the handbook is a specific BYOD email address which you can access to ask questions or seek further clarification. Over the remaining months of 2021, we will continue to provide further information regarding the introduction of the BYOD program in our middle and senior schools, and we will ensure that our students and families are prepared and supported for this program to commence in 2022. All the best.